Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Detroit Sports Sit Down. My name is Tom Murphy Jr. I've got Dan Murphy and Joe Perry with me. We are going to shake it up a little bit today, everybody. We are going to talk about something that I don't think we've ever talked about on this podcast before, and that is golf. We are going to talk some golf. Before everybody shuts off their dials, switches away.
Switch off their dials. This is a podcast. They're not turning the radio off.
Golf. It's America's sport, right? People love golf.
I don't know if it's America's sport, but
people love golf. People love golf this weekend, man. I've never heard so many people talk about golf in my life, I don't think. And it's because of this Tiger guy, man. So who wants to help me out here? Who wants to start this show off and talk about some golf and this Tiger Woods fella who has just captivated the nation? You want to start, Dan?
How much of it did you watch, Tom?
I
did you watch the whole thing on Sunday?
I caught a few glimpses between naps on Sunday. I would watch a little bit, fall asleep, wake up, watch a little bit more.
You live a rough life, Tom.
Hey, man.
It's a dog's life right there, it sounds like.
Well, hey, man, it was my day off. Everybody else was talking about it. I'd figure I'd check it out and see what was going on. And I don't know, man. It was like golf is just, I'm sorry, man. It's a boring sport, and I don't see the
to watch.
Yeah, like I don't see how people get so captivated by it on TV. Or I couldn't imagine like being there. Like how do you even go watch golf?
I've been to a golf event before, and it's fun to go.
Do you just go hole to hole?
Yeah, you can just walk around.
You can stay at one hole, or you can follow a group. I would assume you'd probably want to follow Tiger's group.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can sit at a hole if you want. Like some of the holes are party holes where a lot of people hang out. There was one up in Grand Blanc where the tournament was here. The Buick Open used to be. I forget what hole it was, like 17 or something. It was a par 3. A lot of people would hang out there. So there are holes like that. And then, or you follow around a certain person that you like. You can go hole to hole with them. So you can do whatever. So it's kind of cool. You can kind of walk around and do what you want to. I've been to a couple.
I bet it's something like the Masters, though. That's got to be hard to.
To get in.
Just get around. Go from one hole to the other. The crowd. There's got to be such a mass amount of.
Well, especially if you're following Tiger's group.
Yeah,
it's going to be.
Yeah, if you're following a major group like that, it's going to be.
Yeah.
Or you could just be 6'5" and you just see over the entire crowd like I would.
Yeah. All right, but with that said, what I do know about golf, what I do know about what happened this weekend was it was some pretty historic stuff. Tiger Woods, he is the biggest draw, and he's been the biggest draw since 97, I think.
97 was the first time
he won his first Masters and had that moment. Was his father, and then he just went on to greatness, and then he had quite a long dry spell, if you will. I think the last time he won the Masters was 2008.
2005. That's the last time he won the Masters.
Yeah, 2005.
So, was it 2005?
Last time he won the major was, I believe, 2008.
Yeah, I think that...
Yeah, because it was 11 years.
Yeah, one thing I know, 11 years since he won a major. I thought.
Yeah, the U.S. Open.
But U.S. Open in 11.
2008, yeah.
Or 2008, yeah.
Yep.
You probably remember the shot, one of the famous shots that he hit in that tournament, the U.S. Open, was because he had the ball he had the Nike swoop on it.
Yeah.
And he hit this, I think it was on I want to say 16. It was the last day on Sunday. And he hit this long putt, and it just was rolling, and it got to just the ridge of the cup, and you could see the Nike swoop, and turns over. Right? It was like set up for this perfect commercial for Nike, but that was his last big major that he won. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but it was 11 years ago.
Dude, speaking of Nike was right on time. Like right after he won this, they had the commercial.
Oh, they had it ready to go.
Yeah, they were ready, man, ready to make that money. Nike being ready with that commercial leads me to kind of what I want to talk about with this discussion about Tiger Woods, is that Nike was, I believe, like the one sponsorship that didn't drop Tiger when it all fell down for Tiger Woods. Nike, like, they stuck with him. And is Tiger Woods a hero? Like was Nike smart to stick with him through all this? And should America be like this excited about Tiger Woods? I mean, everybody loves a comeback story, and this is definitely a comeback story for the ages. But it's not like the guy
is a saint.
Yeah, not even that. It's not like he like is like Ted Williams, who was like, you know, playing baseball and then went off to war for 5 years and then came back to play more baseball. Like, you know, he's a guy who was on top of the world, took advantage, was pretty much a complete like ass, you know, for a while. Yeah. Screwed his family over, screwed his wife over. Like, it was so egotistical. And it kind of just fell off, and then America loved like pouncing on the guy because like the picture of his mugshot, you know, people were like go to these golf events wearing the picture of his mugshot on their t-shirt. There's a funny video of a guy that's wearing that t-shirt of his mugshot, and Tiger Woods kind of like smirks at it, you know. Mm-hmm. The basis of this conversation is like, where should America be at with Tiger Woods? Where are you guys at with Tiger Woods? Why is this guy a hero? People were crying. Oh, they're like the greatest, like just tears of joy. They're so happy, like they did the greatest thing they've ever done in their lives by watching Tiger Woods come back and win the Masters. Mm-hmm. I think it's insane to be that emotional about. For one, the sport of golf, right? For anybody to get that emotional about a golfer, for one, blows
but he
my
did
mind.
Bring golf to everybody. He was the one player who, if there wasn't Tiger Woods, golf wouldn't be as big as it was when he was, you know, winning all these tournaments. So he made golf huge. You know what I'm saying? He made it a huge sport.
All right. How come no other golfer has gotten to that type of level? Then, if he really put golf on the map,
he did.
How come in the last 10 years? Because Tiger Woods, like I said, 97 is when we started learning.
Nobody's winning 15 majors, man. Nobody's blowing out the field like he used to do. That's what made him a superstar.
How many superstars are there in golf? Can you name 5? Are there 5 superstars in golf?
Superstars? No, yes. There's not. No.
Who are the 5 superstars of golf? Who are the 5 best golfers?
The 5 best or the 5 superstars? I mean, Phil Mickelson is in there. That's a name.
Okay, yeah, I know him.
Brooks Koepka's up there. He's been winning a lot. He's up there. He's a younger golfer. Molinari is up there. Obviously, he's been up there the past couple of years. He's the one who was in the lead for most of Sunday until he kind of collapsed. I mean, off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of guys if I saw their names, I would know it.
That's my point, man. That's my point right there.
But we're not big golf fans.
So Tiger Woods didn't put golf on the map. Tiger Woods put Tiger Woods on the map. And
but people are watching golf because of him.
And people don't watch golf when he wasn't involved. That's the big thing. Like if Tiger Woods if Tiger Woods makes the cut, people are watching golf on Saturday and Sunday in droves compared to like the last 10 years when he was either not involved or he wasn't making these cuts. People just weren't watching. Now there were the hardcore golf fans.
They're always going to watch.
And there are some names
but he brought the average person to watch.
And like I said, I don't know a lick about golf, but I know like Ricky Fowler. I know him. Dustin Johnson. You know, he's a big name right now. Sergio Garcia. And this is what is. I'm struggling just to name people that are involved in these. So if Tiger Woods, so think about this. If Tiger Woods wasn't in the Masters this weekend. For one, there's no way in hell that we'd be talking about golf this weekend.
You're right, yep.
And for 2, the ratings would probably slash in, I bet, in half. Do you think that's a fair number?
Probably.
In half?
I haven't seen what the ratings are, but I'm sure they were incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, at least in half.
So what about Tiger Woods though? Like, why does America
I don't know.
love this guy so much?
I don't get it because, like you said, he was acted like he was the perfect person, in the world. But obviously, he had all these secrets, and then
when the biggest story in golf, when all that stuff came crashing down, was Tiger Woods. Like the takedown of Tiger Woods was the most fascinating story for a long time. Him
because he was
taking
so
his
big.
Ambien and do whatever with his with his wife and
that's because he was so big
and all that. Yeah, he was so big, so huge, and he was so perfect, if you will. There was none of this stuff was out there.
Yeah.
But then once it all came crashing down, oh man, it all piled in. And I
remember like every day it'd be like, oh, here comes another Tiger Woods.
Like 15
mistress.
Yeah.
It was always a waitress
Oh
too.
man, they were always from like Waffle House or the Cracker Barrel.
Well, that's because he was up early. He's a golfer, man. They're up
man.
early, so that's where he goes.
Man, there was like a whole like litany of these women, man.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about this, Dan?
In terms of what?
Well, that's what it is. Like, how do you
just
feel
Tiger
about
Woods
it? How do you feel
being
about
a
Tiger
hero.
Woods, man? Going from hero to America's most favorite person to dump on because all the stuff came down on him, to now, like, what happened on Sunday? It's like he's back on top of the mountain again. It's like everything he ever done in his past is like reconciled because he just won the Masters again.
Yeah, he's been a superstar, and he's been on TV since he was 3 years old. Like, he was portrayed as this golf prodigy from the very beginning. So when he came out in 1997 and had that record-breaking Masters win for his first win, like, that was the start of his stardom in 1997. So we're talking 22 years ago. 22 years his name has been in the spotlight. He's been in the spotlight. His name has been there. You've known who Tiger Woods is. So he's been a star and the number one guy in the sport. Whether he's been the number one guy in terms of rankings, he's been the number one name associated with golf for 22 years. So people have been craving, especially golf fans, whether you're a casual fan or a diehard, you've been craving for this number one name superstar to come back and return to his greatness. You put away all his transgressions, all his sins away from the game. You just want that name and that player and that greatness and that fan and everything that he brings when he's there to come back. And it came back. And I think that's why people were so... I think that those tears of joy were tears of golf is back. Like, these people that are golf fans, like, my sport is back. People care about the sport that I love again because this guy is returning
only
to greatness.
because of Tiger. So what about these other fellas, man? These other golfers who America is just not catching on with. So
they can if they go and compete with Tiger and compete with him at a high level and beat him, or create these rivalries with him. That's how they can get that rub.
How does that happen? It's all based on Tiger, because Tiger, his body is like surgically repaired now, man. That's only going to last so long. He's in his
not
40s.
going to be around much longer.
So, and you got these young guys who are stepping up, and they're really good golfers, but they're not captivating like Tiger was. So is Tiger just an enigma that is just going to be here and gone, and then golf is just going to go back to the wayside?
These guys,
how does golf ever get? Because
you got to have personalities. It's just like I compare golf in a similar. They're totally different sports, but in terms of how kind of fringe they are, golf and MMA. Like, MMA has certain stars that come up every once in a while, and anytime that guy fights, you're captivated. You're watching. Conor McGregor is obviously one of those guys. When Conor McGregor's fighting, everybody knows he's fighting tonight. Who's watching it? Where are you watching that? Are we getting together?
Chuck Liddell
was one. I think George St. Pierre was a name, but he wasn't his style didn't captivate everybody. But Conor McGregor's one, Chuck Liddell's another one. And John Jones is another one. Like when they're fighting, people know that they're fighting, and you're seeing where it's the same thing in golf. Like Tiger Woods is playing, if Tiger Woods is competing on Sunday, you're watching.
What's it going to take though? So if it's not Tiger, and we saw that like with the decline in ratings, if Tiger's not in it,
they tried to do that though. Remember during the summer or earlier where they had like a one-on-one match?
Oh, with him and Phil Mickelson.
Yeah. Well, that was something because they're the only two big names, and they never really had like a big time where they were both at the top on a Sunday in a major where they were really competing with each other. So they just made this event.
So if you get
because people had always wanted that to happen, where they would both be at the top on a Sunday competing against each other because they were the two biggest stars in the game for so long.
If you take out Tiger Woods, who your biggest? So if you got Phil Mickelson versus Dustin Johnson, or I think Rory
McIlroy, yeah.
Is he okay? So if you got like those three are basically tied going into the 18th in a major, say the British Open or something, and it's not Tiger, like you're not going to have those ratings. So
you're not. I mean, Phil's a name though. Phil is a name.
What does golf as a sport need to do to raise the level of stardom for their best guys? How do you do that? How do you have it? It's as if in the NBA, like LeBron James is out of the playoffs, right? Millions of people are still watching basketball in these playoffs because there's other stars, there's other things to watch. The NBA, I mean, I would like to see these numbers, but I would have to imagine that so far the ratings are probably not slipping because LeBron is not in the playoffs. I bet the numbers are equal to last year. That would be my guess. But LeBron is out.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, it's the first round. We'll see what the conference finals.
There's going to be plenty
NBA
of
finals.
Hey, especially if we're going to get to this next segment. But you got a guy in Giannis, man, that is some must-watch TV here. But
we'll get into that.
He's not LeBron.
He's not LeBron at all. I guarantee you the Eastern Conference Finals ratings are going to be way less than they've been in the last 5 or 6 years without LeBron.
Man, I would tend to disagree, but you might win that bet. But I don't think it wouldn't be
so not a confident bet.
What I'm saying is it would. No, I would bet that the drop between people watching the NBA playoffs last year with LeBron in it compared to this year with LeBron out, it's going to be, there might be a slight dip, okay? Golf without Tiger Woods, that dip is dramatic.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I agree with
that. And my point is, how does golf get to the point where the NBA is, where they're not relying on one guy?
You just got to promote someone, and you got to find a good reason to promote them, or, get them out there. I don't know how, either in movies or something, commercials.
You got to have personalities.
Yeah,
personalities got to stand out. It's the same thing in MMA because it's one. They're not teams, right? It's just one individual person.
Yeah,
you gotta make a name for yourself. Have personality. Have charisma. I mean, that's how it happens. Like you just got to be a star. Like you can't. It's something. A lot of them just don't have that.
Well, I'm telling you, like
not everybody is like that.
Like I said, I'm not a golf person, man. But I do know that I sometimes check in. I've never even played around a golf in my life, but because I'm a sports guy, I just happen to catch these certain things. As far as golf goes, these certain moments and. Like I said, I know a few of these names, but they're not must watch for me. But for some reason, like even Tiger Woods, it wasn't much, but it was like Sunday. Everybody was watching this, man. So I felt like I had to tune in, man. So I tuned in and I watched. I watched the last, I don't know, like I think I started watching it at like when Tiger was at like hole 7 or something, and I watched for a good 2-3 hours or whatever it was, just watching. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man, I dozed off, man. Caught myself, man, waking up like, oh god, why am I doing this? But but what I knew was I was watching history, and you could see it. You could see the energy level in the crowds. you could see everything starting to tighten up, and Tiger wearing. I know how important that red shirt is. Like when he's wearing that on Sunday, and
you know that from the game.
It was a sight to behold, man. It was watching this guy. But again, like, were you guys rooting for Tiger? Were you rooting for him to win?
I think I was rooting for the story more than I was rooting for him as the person. Like, I just wanted to see something that was going to be historic, see something that was special. And I wanted to see him return to greatness because I'm a very casual golf fan, but I do enjoy it. I enjoy watching the Sunday of a major because there's a lot of tension. Like, watching these guys take these shots, everybody is watching this one person take this shot. And it's like you can imagine how much pressure is on this person.
It's so technical too, man.
And I enjoy that. I enjoyed watching every second of that major, or the Masters on Sunday. I really did. I know you said you were dozing off. I was not. Like, I was riveted by the whole thing. Like, everything that was involved in that, I was riveted by it, and I enjoyed it.
Now, did CBS and, like, I guess golf in general make a mistake of putting too much focus on Tiger? Like,
obviously not. He won it.
No. What I'm saying is, well, here's a chance to get some of these other names involved. You got all these eyeballs on the TV right now. Let's put some more focus on Dustin Johnson or Rory McIlroy or whoever else is in there. It seemed like all the focus was on Tiger. They would clip away to some other guys here and there, but it was all about Tiger. What about doing some more, just putting some more focus on some of these other guys who could be stars of the game?
Yeah, that is a good idea for them to do that. But
I don't think they really did. I mean,
no.
They would.
But he was winning, and they wanted the
but
story. They got their ratings what they wanted, anyways. So the way I look at Tiger was, I really didn't even care or watch it. It is a nice comeback story, but from all I've heard about him, he is a jerk. For most of what he did to himself. I thought him causing all that trouble, being the perfect guy, got into his head, got into his golf game, which caused him injury, which now he's injured, and then he did come back. Yes, it is a good story, but honestly, I didn't even care, and I didn't root against him, but I didn't root for him either. Yeah. Because to me, it didn't even really matter. Because he's, like you said, he's probably not going to be around long, because he does go through a long physical therapy before he can even shoot every day, and your body just can't handle that. So I don't see him being around for a while.
When it comes to Tiger Woods, I would love to be able to root for him. But what I need, and maybe this has happened, I don't think it has, but maybe it has, I don't know. But he needs to come out and do like an hour-long sit-down interview and just be apologetic for everything that happened.
He's
never going to do it. But if he did it, like, he obviously doesn't need to win a lot of people over because he's already won him over for whatever reason. But to win me over, for me to be a fan of his, like, I need to hear him be apologetic, be like, hey, this was the low of my life, and I rebounded, I came back, and I made sure I'm not going to do those things anymore, and I feel really bad about everything that happened, and I want to make sure that I become a positive role model for my kids and for my fans, and I'm apologetic for everything that happened, and I feel bad because people looked up to me as a role model, and I did this, and like, if he was apologetic for all of that and just came out and said it, and like, hey, that was me then, that's not me anymore, I'm a different person now. Like, yeah, I could root for him, but I haven't heard that. I've never heard that. I haven't seen that.
And I think you saw, like, after he hit that last shot, you see it on he hugs his kid, and then he kind of just leaves his kid there, and he walks straight.
All these people want to slap his hands. He doesn't slap anybody's hands.
Only like the people that he recognized, like, specifically, like I assume that they're just the important people.
Yeah, like agents and stuff like that.
Like, so he's hugging the different people. He's going through the walk. Everyone's shaking. He's like, no, I'm not touching you guys. And then he gets just a couple people shaking their hands. He pretty much darts right into the clubhouse, and he does it by himself. He doesn't pick up his kid, like walk his kid, like man, how great would it have been if he just picked up his kid and put him on his shoulder and like went through that triumphant walk with his kid on. No, it's all about him. He
showed who he really was. Like, there was like, a minute where he was hugging his kids, and Jim Nantz is like, "Oh, if you have kids, how do you not get emotional watching this?"
He's like, "Hey, there's an extra 100,000 for you if you hug your kid, man. If we get a good shot of you hugging your kid,
just like your dad hugged you back in 1997.
Yeah, we already
let's make it all come back full circle.
We got the commercial lined up already, you know."
Yeah.
You knew that's what it was. All right. I gotta go 3 seconds for 100,000. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, kid, get out of here, kid. I gotta go make this walk. You know, that's what it felt like to me, man. And it just is.
And that's him, man. That's
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the man. I've never met the man. I've never talked to him. So, and who am I to judge? But who I am to judge is a spectator watching something, you know. That's so it's not me judging, it's me just commenting,
coming up with your own opinion.
You know what I'm saying? I'm coming up with my own opinion of
what you
somebody
see.
That just barely, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like golf, but I know I've known who Tiger Woods is for 20 years.
When you're in that type of spotlight, the perception is reality.
Yeah.
And when you're making that walk, and all these people want to slap your hands, all these fans who stood by you, these fans who stood by him through everything,
and cry, "Oh, Tiger!"
and he won't even slap their hands. Like, come on, man.
He doesn't even care about it. Like, I'm not touching these minions.
Yeah.
Man, if I was him in that situation, I would have been freaking body surfing, man.
Just jumping in here, man. Like,
I'd probably jump in the pond or something.
Yeah, do something wild. But no, man, he just scooted off right in there, touching the people that are the money people, you know.
Yeah.
That's it, man. So, and I don't, because golf is such an arrogant sport anyway. You know, like, golf isn't like, you can't just like go grab a couple of your buddies and like, just go play golf. Like,
yeah, you can.
I mean, you can, but like, you got to get a tee time. You got to own clubs.
You don't have to.
You got to like.
It is more of a rich man's sport. That's what you're trying to.
I guess what I said was like, as a kid, like I'm thinking like when I was a kid, I could go grab 4 buddies, go play some 2-on-2. You know, I could. I grabbed 10 buddies, go play some football. You know,
that's why we played disc golf because it was free.
But as a kid, you can't just go play golf, you know.
Yeah.
And it feels like a rich man's sport, you know. And like there's some arrogance to golf just as it is. Like the thing that when I think of golf, I think of like 4 salesmen, you know, taking a client out.
Obviously,
like
you've never been
golf,
golfing. A lot of people that golf drink a lot while they're golfing, so it's not.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I'm not a huge golfer, but I do golf.
To me, golf feels like an elitist sport, and it doesn't relate to the common man. And I think that's why there's a problem with guys with golf not having like everyday superstars. You know, Tiger Woods. I'm not saying that he related to the common man, but he somehow transcended the sport, and race could have something to do with it, I'm sure.
An African American taking over a sport that's predominantly a rich white man sport.
Yeah,
like that was a big deal.
It was, but it was still. It's not like Tiger Woods came from the ghetto, though.
No, absolutely not.
But it's just something that I guess Tiger Woods at first, I guess it was something that people could cling to, man.
So I want to take this and put in more of a local aspect, right?
Yeah,
so my thought process was, okay, how can we relate this to somebody a local star, right? And the one that I could come up with was Miguel Cabrera. Right, Cabrera, 2009, he had the domestic dispute. He got picked up by Dabrowski, the general manager at the from jail, right? And
God, if I was there, man, with this, imagine getting a picture of that.
Oh my God! You know, the biggest series of the season, it's the last series against the White Sox. If they can win this series, they're going to the playoffs, right? They win the division, right? And he's out getting drunk, and he has to get picked up by the general manager, right? Everybody kind of wanted him traded, or if he got traded.
Matter of fact, getting drunk with the White Sox.
Yeah, I mean it's horrible. They blew the division for the team.
Yeah,
right.
Fans hated him.
They hated him. They wanted him traded. Right. If he got traded, nobody would have said it. They would. Yeah, good move. Get rid of him. Get whatever you can for him. That's 2009. Right. Everybody hated him. Goes out has a bunch of great years. Triple Crown winner. He is the face of the franchise, practically the face of the city.
Yep.
Right? Then he goes and has a really bad season. Then you find out he has this secret family, and everybody hates him again.
Yeah.
Everybody hates him again. But what if he came back this year, had another Triple Crown season, had this amazing comeback, this amazing return.
Especially with this team.
With this team, leads him to the playoffs, leads him to a division, maybe leads him to a World Series.
Hero.
No one cares about the second family.
Absolutely.
No one cares about all the stuff that goes along with him. No one would care because he's successful on the field.
That's how it goes, man. And for one, like I said, America loves the comeback, man. There's this statement, man, or like this theory where America loves to build you up, tear you down, and then build you back up again. There's something so sweet in that process that just is in the pit of like American society. Like
it's weird, really.
It is. It's weird. It's weird as hell,
Yeah.
but it's true, man. You can go back through time, man. There's so many of these stories, man, of like building you up, taking you down, building you back up again, man. Like what is that? Like it's like the American way, you know? And it doesn't make sense to me either, but it's weird and it's true and it's there. And it was right in everybody's face on Sunday. Because I'm telling you, man, 2-3 years ago, what I don't even remember the timeline, but when everything really hit rock bottom for Tiger Woods, America was just loving the pile-on, man.
God, it was like 2009,
and all
2010.
the waitresses, and every day was like, oh, Sarah Smith from the Waffle House just came out. I had a relationship with Tiger Woods too, you know, and everybody's suing him and all this stuff, and then the big meltdown, like in his own driveway and all that. And then he went to jail. And, oh man, America couldn't get enough, and now it's like. It is, man. It's like oh, hey, he just won the Masters, man. He's back. Hey, Tiger's back. Oh my God, it's the greatest comeback story of all time. I love Tiger.
Yeah, it was
Seriously,
November 2009.
It's true, man. People who in the right mind is going to cry over this man?
No,
but
I don't
people
get it.
are.
I loved watching it. I loved seeing him come back. I loved seeing, one of the greatest, if not the greatest golfers of all time go back to being great again. But it lasted for like a minute, and I'm like, what 10 years ago, this guy's a terrible person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel anything for
And
this.
I'm telling you, man.
It really happened when Jim Nantz said that quote, like, hey, if you seeing Tiger Woods hug his kids, if you're a father, that makes you want to choke up right there. I'm like, why?
If I was a father,
why?
My kid would be on my shoulders and I'd be taking that walk, man.
Yeah.
Like I want to be like, all right, back to nanny.
Yeah.
Tiger's got to go do his thing.
All right,
I'm sure Tiger talks about himself in third person.
All right, I did my hug.
like,
Okay,
yeah.
give him away.
All right, you've got your hug from Tiger.
Now it's Tiger's time.
Now it's Tiger's time. I bet, man. I bet he talks to us. Did you see Tiger Woods just win the Masters? Yeah.
No one thought Tiger would ever do it.
Yeah. America said Tiger couldn't do this. Well, Tiger got his back surgically infused, and now Tiger's winning golf again. Tiger, man. Tiger is the man. Screw him, man. Oh wait! Oh shoot! I don't want. Man, are we allowed to be angry at the guy? Are we? Are we allowed to be?
No,
I don't want to get.
love him.
We're gonna get banned from Facebook from this probably, man. If we talk bad about Tiger, Nike's gonna talk to Facebook, and Facebook's gonna talk to us. Be like, hey, you can't talk about Tiger like that, right? I don't know, man. It's a mess, dude. America's a mess, man. I love it, though. I love it. I do it. I'm telling you, I'm at fault. I am as guilty as anybody because I watched the damn thing.
You can't say it wasn't fascinating watching him, though.
Part of me wanted the meltdown, man. I was kind of hoping for a meltdown, maybe not even a meltdown from Tiger, but just like one of these other guys to who's the Italian dude who
was Molinari.
Yeah.
He's the one who hit the ball in the water.
Yeah, he hit the
12.
Yeah, and that kind of sealed the deal for Tiger. Like, man, I was kind of hoping him to like have an epic win, like Tiger like just barely lose, and then see how America reacts. I was kind of rooting for that, to be honest. But at the same time, I was kind of enjoying the whole story of it, man. So, like, what does that say about me, man? Am I just a?
We don't have time for that.
Yeah, to get into this ain't therapy session. We only do the therapy sessions when the Lions lose.
Yeah. Well, we can have a therapy. We can have a therapy session about this other local team.
Oh yeah. All right, so all right. Last thoughts on Tiger. I'll say that my last thought on Tiger is that whatever. Good for golf. Good that people watching golf. I don't really care about golf. I don't care that much about Tiger. I did watch it. I enjoyed it. But my last thought, honestly, is whatever. Joe?
I pretty much have the same thought as you. Whatever.
Dan,
sorry for that bad. But no, I just really don't care.
That's where I'm at. I mean, I know we just talked about it for half an hour, but I mean that's where I'm at. But same with you, Joe. Dan, I know you had some thoughts on it too, though. Like, what are your last thoughts on this whole Tiger discussion?
I think the whole thing with Tiger Woods and him winning the Masters and the way the crowd reacted, I think it's just. It just makes you ask the question, where are we at with society and sports? Like, what does it mean to be somebody an athlete that you root for? What does it mean to be a role model? Like,
we already know the answer to that question. It doesn't matter if you're winning.
Yeah, who should kids be rooting for? Whose jersey should they be wearing? I think parents got to ask themselves that question. Like, should my kids be rooting for this guy who's a terrible human being? And does that matter? Should that matter? Should how you are as a person off the field affect how people root for you when you're on the field?
Yeah, and Dan, I think that thought can transcend into music, into movies, into television, into all that stuff, man. Like, look at some of these movie stars, man, who are just terrible people off screen, but they do great movies. Like, where do you draw the line, man? Where do you get into all these athletes, and Charles Barkley said it best, man. I think, man, I am not a role model, man. He had a commercial on television stating that he is not a role model. So where do you draw that line? And I don't think there is a line, really. Like, I think you just root for who you want to root for, man. And apparently a lot of people still love
it. Doesn't matter as long as you're winning.
Yeah.
To society, and that's clear. If you lose, then it matters. Or if you're not a great player, it matters.
I think at the end of the day, what it comes down, and when it's difficult in individual sports like golf or MMA or something like that, but you just root for the jersey. When it comes to Detroit teams, you just root for the jersey.
Yeah.
You can't really root for the individual. It's tough to
fall in love with these players, man. Like, you can't just root for the. You can't just root for the jersey because the players become so important into it, and that's a great transition. We are transitioning into because I root for the jersey when it comes to the Detroit basketball. Yeah, baby. That's the transition, man. It's playoff time.
Yeah, what a game.
Our Detroit Pistons are in the playoffs.
It was, game one. It was exciting. Oh, my
God. If it wasn't for that 40-point deficit, the Pistons would have been right in that game in game one. All right? A few plays here and there.
Oh, yeah.
Few lot of plays here and there. A few bad. Yeah, those refs, though, man. Dude, did you see the calls that
they call on Drummond?
Oh, my God. Yeah, dude, he barely pushed Giannis, dude. He's ejected. That's crap. That was crap.
These TNT broadcasters not giving us any respect.
Yeah, dude. You gotta respect Detroit, man. No, wait, what's 40 points in a playoff game, man? Like, those guys
are, and then, especially with refs like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, what are you gonna do, man? Yeah, they keep calling everything for the Bucks, man. Of course we're gonna lose by 40 with refs like that.
Especially kicking out our top, big three, one of our big three.
Oh, yeah, they want it was clear to tell they want the Bucks to win, man. They just kick our best guy out, man.
Yeah, they barely touched him.
Dude, It was third quarter. He had 12 points and 12 rebounds, and you're just going to kick him out?
I can't even say it with a straight face anymore.
I know. I think I just puked in my mouth a little bit, man. I'm sorry. Look, guys.
We got a little excited there.
Detroit Pistons basketball is a freaking disaster, man. And that, dude, I got myself hyped up and said, okay, man.
Wow, man, yeah, you did that too. I saw your Facebook post.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this poor guy.
My post was, I've shut my brain off and I'm going with my heart. Detroit basketball, go Pistons. And it took all of like 15 minutes into the game to realize that I gotta shut my brain back on, and
they're down 20-4. 20-4.
Yeah. Once they said no Blake too, man.
Yeah, well, that yeah.
So where do we start with this discussion? Is it the most? Is the fact that Blake is hurt for the playoffs the most obvious thing about like just this whole Pistons dynamic? Like you make a terrible trade for a guy who's injury prone, who's never advanced in the playoffs, and you force your way into the playoffs, and the guy you traded your whole future for is hurt and is not playing in the playoffs. Like, is that just the most? Is that where we start? Or do we start with the fact that we have two other guys, and what do we call it? The big three. The big two with Andre and Reggie. So Blake's out, okay? So Reggie and Andre with these monster contracts, you know, these are the stars. They're the stars of the team. And they're in the first game in the playoffs. Tom Gore is the owner of the team. Reports are he makes 2 trades for Andre. So, like, these guys are our stars. And this is what we get, man. So you got 2 guys who are straight trash, and one guy who we traded everything for, who is. They are what we thought they were. You know, I'm trying to do the Arizona Cardinals coach.
Denny Green.
The Denny Green. like this is like God love Blake because he did the best he could all season. But guess what? He's hurt when it's time for the playoffs. And
he is who we thought he was.
He is who we thought he was. He is who we thought he was, man.
That's the thing. That's the thing with Blake. Like, you gotta love the guy. He gives everything he has every time he goes out on the court. The problem is his body just cannot handle it. Yeah, it can't. It's been proven throughout his career. His body cannot hold up to an entire NBA season. And what would have benefited him is the way the Spurs handle guys, the way the Raptors were handling Kawhi Leonard.
I think they call it load management.
Load management, yeah. Load management. That's exactly what Blake needed. Yeah. Like
Blake needed a tankier. And because you said the Spurs. Don't tell me the Spurs didn't tank for Tim Duncan. They sat down.
No, David Robinson got hurt. Dave, what do you mean? He got hurt. He was hurt for the year.
He was hurt for like 6 weeks. They set him down for the year, man. You can't tell me that the Spurs didn't tank that year for Tim Duncan. And look what happened. They had the Twin Towers and they won championships, man. That happened, all right? And people have been following that model, man. And the Spurs, they did it one time, 1 year, and they got what they wanted, and it worked for them. How come the Pistons couldn't do that this year, you know? And I wasn't.
Well, they wanted to. Van Gundy did. That's why he wanted to trade Drummond. Yeah. That's what should have happened. They should have traded Drummond for draft picks and tanked for the last couple years. Yeah. And then hopefully you hit. All you got to do is hit once. You hit once, you get a superstar, and he carries you. And then free agents want to come and play with that superstar, and then you build your team. Yeah, it is almost impossible to have a 2004 type Piston team. Like everything had to work perfectly.
I don't think that's ever going to happen again.
It was. I mean, they just absolutely locked into a guy like Ben Wallace. And then Chauncey Billups ended up playing beyond anybody's imagination.
Look up Giannis, man. Can you tell me where the Bucks drafted Giannis? I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Middle of the first round.
I was going to say, I would definitely say the middle of the first round.
I think the Pistons drafted like Brandon Knight or something.
Oh, God.
I don't know. It was one of the really bad picks the Pistons had. I can't remember.
Yeah, Joe, check that out because we're seeing this firsthand now. And then another thing that just murders my spirit.
15th overall.
I think that might have been Stanley Johnson when the Pistons drafted Stanley.
Oh, when they drafted Stanley, yeah. And
2013.
Yeah,
2013.
See who the Pistons picked that year.
Overall.
I think it was Stanley.
Yeah, the 2013 draft. And then Chris Middleton, who, I believe we just let him go, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't even a trade or nothing. We just let him go. And then,
he was free agent. They just let him go.
Yeah. And these are the two guys that are just killing us, man. And then they're killing the league, man. Who would have thought that Milwaukee would be the number one seed in the East, 2 years ago even, when you're just watching the rise of a superstar and they're building this team around him. We don't have Andre Drummond is not a guy and you see the difference, man. Andre just wanted to get out of that game, so he just pushed Giannis down, and just a cheap shot, man. And then he's, you know what? He's going out and tweeting, man. He's getting mad at the media, man. He got mad at Jennifer Hammond.
Nobody gets mad at
Jennifer Hammond is the salt of the earth, man. Screw you, Andre. Seriously, man. And Reggie to boot too, man. Just get them both out of here, man. I want to get behind him. I want to get behind this team, but you can't. You can't get behind these two guys, man. And the rest of the guys are just whatever, man. They're just B actors in a bad movie, dude. Is all this is, man. And then it showed, man. Andre and Reggie, you're straight trash, man.
And Caldwell Pope is who we took 8th.
KCP.
I was down with KCP, man.
You know me.
Yeah, KCP, you know me.
Yeah, so we took him 8th, and he was taken 15th.
Giannis was?
Yeah.
Oof. Now, he wasn't even in college. Did he get taken straight out of Greece or something?
It says Greece, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, they probably were a little timid to do that after the human cigar.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I'm
at my wit's end with this team, though, man. And I am
there's no future.
My fan. That's what it is. There's no path. There's no path to what are you gonna do? Because now you got a middle of the rope. Well,
not even a middle of the road.
We kind of just argued against ourselves because Giannis got taken 15th. So that's kind of where.
Yeah, but that's few and far between.
But what are you building around? And that's the thing. You got horrendous contracts with people you can't build. Because Blake, obviously, man, it's the playoffs, and you can't play, and you're the only good player on this team. So and you're not here for the playoffs. All right, disaster number one. Reggie has just a ridiculous contract, and he was his number 2 guard behind Russell, man. Westbrook when he was out in OKC. Pistons should have just left his ass there, man. Why did we? Man, I hate him. I seriously hate the guy.
They traded for him. They didn't have to give him an extension.
Yeah, what the hell is that extension?
See how it worked.
That was pretty bad,
out.
the extension, because you saw what he was when he was here when they traded for him.
Honestly, man, I wanted that trade to happen. Now, that's the thing, though. There was a trade, from what I believe, with Conley. Now, Conley is older, and he's injury-prone, too. But at least the guy can step up when it's time to play, man. Reggie Jackson, the thing I know about him most, and when he's gone from Detroit, which I hope is somehow this year, I think he has 1 year left, is he just misses big shot after big shot after big shot. I just can't stand him, and I need him gone. And Andre, I want to like Andre. And Andre, every once in a while, he'll show up, man. When he has those monster 20-point, 20-rebound games, he just shows his dominance. It's like, okay, man, you get it now. Let's go.
Do it.
And then...
Yeah, but
nah.
That playoff game.
And this one, though, this last one, but when you come at Jennifer Hammond, who is just beloved in this sports town as just a sports journalist who is always on the up and up, and you want to come at her because you're an asshole, forget you, man. And that's how it's going to be. The guy's spending more time on Twitter calling out everybody that's calling him out.
Maybe he's going to have a big game now, though.
Yeah.
You know, Jennifer Hammond got him fired up. Now he's got to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah. Jennifer Hammond will be a hero again, man. Hopefully, man.
Yeah, I wish he would just grow up. I mean, you saw...
He's not going to, though, man.
No,
He
he is who he
because
is.
you know what it is? He doesn't give a damn about basketball. He loves the fact that, he's got more money than any of us will ever have, and he's done it before he's 30. Like, he's going to just steal all this money, go off and retire, and just, like, he's going to be a social media rap star, man. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be like an Instagram rapper.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it? Like, it's out there.
I've
Google this guy, man. He cares way more about social media than he does about basketball. And
I believe it because I see his basketball every now and again.
yeah.
I don't know basketball. I can
check
tell
out
when people
social media,
don't
dude.
try.
He is on fire when it comes to social media.
He's not a champion.
He's not. He's not a winner. He's a winner in life. You have to say you have to give him that. He's a winner in life because he's
got God-given talent.
Yeah,
I mean, he's gotten by and God-given talent.
Yeah.
But when push comes to shove, and he's got to really put that effort in
Yeah.
and carry it, and he's got to try to carry a team.
Yep. He
just wilts.
He's soft and weak. Now, would I walk up to Andre Drummond and say that? Probably not. You know. Because he would just take his fist and just slam my head down like it's like a Mario game or something, you know? Like he'd kick my ass. But if I had to say it to him, I'd be like, dude, I think you're weak, man. When it comes to being a champion, like in NBA history, you will be forgotten. Nobody will remember you. Now,
he probably doesn't care.
He doesn't. He doesn't. That's the thing. He does not care.
He'll be remembered on Instagram.
Now, if I went and tweeted that, he would care. Dan, I tell you what, tweet right now, Andre Drummond, you are weak. Nobody will remember you. You will never be a champion. I bet he would tweet you back.
Probably.
Don't talk to me like that on social media. Be saying that. You don't know what it's like to be an NBA player. No, but I do know what NBA players do to win. We've seen. This is Detroit, buddy. This is Detroit. You're talking to bad boys.
The go to work Pistons.
You're talking about the bad boys and the go to work, and we've been through all that. We know what a champion looks like, and it don't look like you, pal.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
There's really, and you look at this team going forward, there's no future. Like, you look at the other teams, like, even if you take the Lions, right? Like, they're always laughed at. They're always looked at as being losers. But look at them. Like, at least they have a plan. Whether you agree with that plan or not, they have a plan in place of what they want to be and what they think they can be in the future. They have a plan. The Red Wings have a plan in place. You can see that starting to build. Towards the end of the season, you saw some of these younger stars start to show some of their talent, start to show some leadership, and you see, okay, they got a future. You look at the Tigers, you see all these prospects in the minors, all these pitching prospects pitching great and being dominant. You're like, okay, there's some future. You got Daz Cameron, you got all these position players. Like, wow, there's some future. You're seeing the present team playing 500 baseball. Yeah, it's not great. It's not a winning team right now, but at least you're seeing progress. You're seeing this rebuild actually work. And you see a future. The Pistons, there's no future. There's nobody you can put a stamp on and say, hey, 2-3 years, that's going to be the leader. That's going to be the guy you can put this franchise around. That's going to be the face of the franchise that's going to carry this team. The guy that it is Blake Griffin, and he's only going to get worse. You're only going to see more of these injuries and more of this happen to him.
He's going to have with the Pistons.
And they barely sneaked in the playoffs, and then he's not even there when they need him. And not by his own fault. It's just his body's not going to hold up.
I believe him when he says, if it was up to me, I'd be there.
Yeah.
But honestly, man.
He's not going to give you anything anyways.
Like, for real. Like, what are you going to do with that bum knee? Like, this team is whooping the hell out of us, man.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be good for another 10, 15 points, maybe. You're not going to be running up and down the court for 40 minutes.
We're just going to lose in the playoffs, and you're going to injure yourself more, so you might as well just...
And that's what it is, man. Like, I'm seriously here at this crossroads with my own... like sports fandom of, do you tank? Do you try to get to the playoffs and see what happens, man? Like, and obviously, like, it has to be obvious, right? The obvious thing was to tank, right?
The obvious thing was to trade Andre.
It was the trade
It was
Andre
obvious to
and not
everybody.
make the trade.
And they had the trades
Blake.
there in place.
You
and the
can't
owner
trade
nixed
Tom
it.
Gores.
I know. And that's I hate this team. I hate this team. I hate
So
this
is
franchise.
this what we have to do as fans? Like, do we just stop watching? Like, I love the Detroit Pistons, man. So do I just have to stop?
Remember we talked
Do I
about
just have
It's going to be the same team next year.
You got to hope someone gets injured.
Well, what are you
unfortunately.
doing? I mean, I think the guy who needs to be. Oh God! I
they're
don't
not
even
gonna
want to say it.
trade
I don't want to say.
anybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it has to be. If Tom Gores is sentence like saying you can't trade Andre, is he? I mean, I wonder. Is he also saying you can't trade Reggie? Like, I wonder if he's saying
Probably
no one
not,
probably
but no one's
wants
taking-
him.
no one's taking him.
No one wants him.
They almost did. Like they would have taken. We could have got Conley if we would have given Reggie, Luke Kennard, and our number one.
Yeah, but
You could have got
too
an
much.
aging
Bad
point
for
guard
us.
with a ridiculous contract.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Then you have two of those guys on your team.
And then you're giving up one of your only
only got one
prospects.
more
You know,
year.
only one of your young players that has some
What do you
some
think?
promise.
How much do you
in
think?
Kennard.
Do you think Luke Kennard could be a? Do you think he could be an all-star one day?
No,
Luke Kennard,
he's-
all-star.
six man.
He's a role player. He's like a Kyle Korver on a championship team. You know what I mean? Like he's a guy he can hit some big shots.
Yeah.
You know, he's not a guy that's going to take over a game, but he's a guy who can hit some big shots on a good team.
So you think about this now, though, like especially with this playoff run. If we had Mike Conley, you gave up Luke Kennard, you gave up Reggie, and you gave up the first round pick. This first round pick is just going to be another middle of the road first round pick. I'm starting to wonder if that might have been a good idea, man. Especially because obviously Blake's clock is ticking. We might have had a nice run if we made that trade. That might have been a nice. We could have had a better run because I think Mike Conley could have given us 5 or 6 more wins than Reggie did. Just him alone. Luke Kennard didn't really. I don't think Luke Kennard really won. He had a few nice games, but I think having Mike Conley, maybe that would have shaped some things different. And maybe we could have gotten a better spot and played a team like Toronto who looks beatable. You know, we wouldn't have been stuck in the 8th seed. We would get up to that 6th seed. And then how much worth is this first round pick going to get anyway? I don't know, man. Because when that trade was first, it was really, really on the table. It was really talked about. At the trade deadline, and I wasn't for it because I didn't want to give up the draft pick.
Yeah, you don't want to give up.
But now I'm thinking, man, God, what is there somebody that is just gonna just light the world up at 16, 17, 18 in the NBA draft? And what's for next year? Same damn team, man. An old hurt Blake, a crappy point guard in Reggie Jackson. And stupid Andre, who's going to be one more year into his social media campaign. And I guarantee that Andre gets less and less interested in basketball with each passing day.
You saw it on
What
the
is-
last game, him getting kicked out. You saw he was frustrated.
Oh, he wanted out. He just wanted-
Yeah,
Yo,
exactly.
yeah, he wanted the meme. He wanted the meme, man. He's blowing kisses to the
Yeah.
fans, dude.
He just wanted out of the game.
Exactly.
He didn't want to be there.
Because he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. And we got this guy we got a guy who, Tom Gores. The whole, you know what? God, let's just stop. Let's just move on. Screw these Pistons, man. Seriously, is there anything else to say about these guys?
No,
Before
you're
I
right.
throw the microphone against the
No,
wall?
you're right. There isn't much more to say.
We'll
They
talk.
don't embody the city. I'll just say that. They do not embody the city at all.
Whatever, man. It's all right. All right, look. I hate these Pistons, man. Let's just say it one more time, man. You guys got any one more last thoughts about this? Do you have? Is there any are they just going to get embarrassed?
Yes. Yes.
Is there no
I would be shocked if they won a game.
if they even won it. Yeah, if they even won a game, dude.
I would be shocked. Like I don't see a path for them winning a game unless Milwaukee just takes the game off.
Or the plane goes down on the way to Detroit. Maybe I don't. Hey, knock on wood. You don't. But I think that's the only way, right?
They're not winning. a
Good.
game.
Yeah,
God,
that's probably
man.
the only way.
Tomorrow night,
Sorry,
game 2.
Well,
let's go.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it on
We're off
after
at Detroit. It's playoff time. Hey, everybody, get your tickets, man. Saturday night, game 3, first playoff.
Be a part of the home court advantage.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it on in the
all
after the first
2,500 of you, man. Make that noise.
and see if it's within 30 points. And if it's within 30 points, I'll watch the game.
I'm all right, dude. I'm serious, man. As growing up a Detroit sports fan, and we kind of made a joke about April in the D last episode, but it's just so frustrating, man. Like, Detroit sports fans deserve more than this, man. We deserve more than this garbage that we're getting, man. This is a sports town that has been ranked the best sports town in America multiple times. And now we got the stupid Carolinas claiming themselves as hockey town. Like,
No, that's just stupid. That's just stupid.
The Pistons.
They should be in Hartford, for one thing.
Yeah. The Palace, man, they had the most sellouts ever, and the way that place got, like, you want to talk about a home court advantage?
Yeah.
Come to a playoff game at the Palace during the going to work era, man. Like, you want to hear a home court advantage? Look up the 2004 NBA playoffs games at the Palace, man. You guys know what I'm talking about, man. That was a home court advantage, man. Like, and with the wings, man, the way we get behind the Lions, the Tigers.
I've been to a lot of Stanley Cup finals, and it's just so loud in there.
It's a madhouse, man.
Yeah, you're here. I mean, I've been to like 2 or 3, not a lot, but
and it's just frustrating, man.
Piercing the sound.
What the hell, man? Like, we deserve better than this, man. And for our only playoff team to be these whack ass Pistons right now, man. It's unfair, man. So,
well, we had a team in the Final Four. There's always something. Like, I know.
That's kind of, I guess I'm just saying the four
majors. Yeah, it's a bad time right now, but we had a lot of good times for a long time with the Red Wings and the Tigers and the Pistons. Especially the Red Wings were 25 straight years in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Tigers just got off like 10 great years, and then the Pistons had multiple runs. Yeah. They had that stretch from 2002 to 2008 where they went to 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, we're in a bad time right now, but we had some really, really good stretches.
We did, and we'll have more. We'll be back. Look at the Tigers. Hopefully, the rebuild is quick. The NFL, man. Not for long. That's what that stands for. Unless you're, the Lions in the playoffs. Playoff wins. But the NFL, hey, things are looking up, man. The draft is coming up. The Lions Super Bowl. The draft is coming up. The Lions did good in free agency. I kind of like the way the home games are stretching out here. We're going to get the schedule coming up, so we got football to look forward to. The Pistons, we'll just leave them be. The Wings, I think the future's bright for the Wings, though, man. I think that things might happen quicker than.
Yeah, I think their draft's coming up soon, also.
Well, they got draft. You never know with the hockey draft, though, man.
Well, when you get a high pick like that, sometimes those guys can step right in. Top 10 player.
But they will, man. I think there's a real nice. That's a difference between, like, if you look at the Wings and the Pistons, where the Wings, they have a youthful core.
Yeah.
Where you can build around these guys, and I think there's hope for the future. There's hope. There is. It's a fact that there's hope for the future. When you look at the Red Wings, Pistons not so much.
The Tigers, I'd say the same thing with all their pitching prospects. But what did both teams do? They both were terrible for a couple of years, and got high draft picks. We assume that they drafted well.
Made some trades.
Those guys are starting to perform.
Yeah,
and there's a future. Pistons didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, they should have. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap this episode up for today. Thanks for listening. And next week we're not gonna talk about golf. I'll guarantee you that.
Something drastic happens.
Watch.
Yeah, Tiger Woods has been murdered.
Yeah, we've spent more on golf than we have about hockey probably the whole time we've done the podcast today.
No,
I don't know. It's close.
the over/under would be close.
Redleys got to start winning, Joe. They got to start getting them start playing some playoff
We
games.
did for a long time.
We weren't doing a podcast then, though.
Yeah, I know.
That is a funny point, though, Joe. I think you're pretty close.
Because it was about 35 minutes. You know I keep the time on that stuff. I'm looking at the clock the whole time, so it was about 35 minutes of time.
We did a long segment last year on the draft. So when the Red Wings draft again.
On the draft?
Yeah. We broke down their draft picks last year.
No way.
A little bit.
Yeah, we did.
A little
I
bit.
don't remember that.
I think you might have went to the bathroom or something. Joe and I talked. But yeah, we did break down their draft last year for the Wings.
Fell asleep like I do when we talk about golf. Yeah, so once again, we will not be talking golf next week, most likely. Probably not talking much hockey. What we will be talking about is the NFL draft. Oh, I can't wait, man! It's coming up, man. A week from Thursday, right?
Yeah.
A week from Thursday, man. The NFL draft is coming. The
schedule reveal.
Yep,
We'll break down game by game.
Yup.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. The way too early NFL breakdown.
Way too early prediction. We're all like, yeah, we're going to go to the playoffs.
12-4.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there'll definitely be some discussion about the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs, even though neither of our teams will be in either of those things. I'm sure by the time we talk again. Should they just, if the Pistons lose by 40, should they just cancel the next two games and just let the Bucks rest? You know what? The Bucks have scored enough points.
Yeah.
They're like the mercy rule, you know, like in a beer league softball game. We're just gonna cancel the rest of the series.
Yeah, sorry.
So I'm sure. Yeah, that's all that. We're talking
You
sports.
never know, they could win.
Hey, you know what? Crazier things have happened, man. Crazier things have happened, man. And what if they do? And real quick, I know we're ending this right now, but I just have one thought in my head. And what if Reggie and Andre just turned into superstars, man? And they just put on All
right, now we're talking goofy, so it's time to end the podcast. We're getting a little goofy now.
So there's just no.
It's not happening, Tom.
Giannis would have to get hurt. Middleton hurt. Maybe another guy hurt from the Bucks.
Did you see what the Clippers did against the Warriors the other night? Came back from 31 points down and beat them. That did happen, though, man. The Clippers came back from 31 down and beat the Warriors the other night, man. And, crazy things happen in the playoffs, man. So, I don't know. That's why they play the game, you know? That is why they play the game. But I don't think it's going to happen. If I was a betting man, I would just keep my money in my pocket when it comes to those Pistons. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are wrapping this up. Next time we're with you, we're going to be talking some playoff sports and some NFL draft. Peace.